Let us begin with surface water and groundwater. By the end of the lesson, we will know about the flow of water both above and below the ground. Like yesterday in our class, when I was explaining you about groundwater and what you call as the water which goes from down the hill and it remains on the surface like small rivers, ponds, and lake. I told you those are surface water, or you can say them that they form lakes and they form ponds, they form small or they go into the ocean, and that seeps into the ground, that goes through the ground and goes deep inside the ground. And what we are using as groundwater, the borewell water, the borewell, the well water, that is nothing but that is groundwater. So let us see the vocabulary terms of this lesson. Okay. Zishan, please read out the vocabulary terms. Read out at least 2 times.
Surface water,
Yes.
tributary water, tributary.
Yes.
Groundwater, water, water table, divide,
Shed. What?
channel,
Shed.
aquifer.
Okay. Again. Surface water.
Surface water,
Mm.
groundwater, water table, channel, tributary, watershed, divide, aquifer.
Aquifer. Your aquifer. Okay. Now, read over the following vocabulary terms in the spaces provided. Place A if you know them. Place A if you know them, and place and once again A dash if you have heard of them, but if you're not sure, it means you'll put A. I think so. Tributary, you don't know about it, but you know about surface water, right? You know about surface water. How about the
Yes.
aquifer? You know the word aquifer?
No.
No, okay. Anyways, I'm not putting any A and A dash. I'll just directly start. Now, please, girls, turn to page number 32. You very well know that on the earth we have 97% of salty water, 3% of fresh water. Again, this is a very important line, girls. That's why I'm highlighting it here. You have 97% of water is salty, and the rest, what you call as the rest of the water, that is 3% is 3% is what you call as fresh water. And in that fresh water, imagine you have mostly it's frozen as ice. So only 1% of Earth's fresh water is kept with this liquid. Only 1%, imagine. Only 1%. Again, you have 97% of water which is salty. All right, and then you have 3% as fresh water. All right, and then you have 1% because some of them is frozen. So you have 1% of water which is left with fresh liquid water. So it's so less, girls. If I say in 100% only 1% you have fresh water, imagine how much water we have to store actually. This tiny percentage of Earth's water must meet the large demand that all living things have for fresh, clean water. In addition to providing drinking water, fresh water is used for agriculture, industry, transportation, and recreation. It's not only that human beings are using. Agriculture, the plants they use that, and that's agriculture, industry, transportation, and recreation. Now, water which is above the Earth's surface, This is a very, very, very important and very simple. Water which is used above the Earth's surface is called surface water. Where can you find surface water? What flows down from the rain? Streams, rivers, and lakes. It either comes from precipitation, that is up from the ground to earth's surface. Example, springs are an example of underground. Sometimes they, underground water, they come up boiling. I mean, not boiling, they come up to the surface and it flows from higher ground level to lower ground. And water that flows across the earth's surface, that is called runoff gulls, which comes onto the river from the mountain. This is called as runoff. Is it clear till here? Did you understand surface water runoff? Very simple, girls. They're very, very simple. Yeah. This was above the surface of the earth. Now, when I'm talking about beneath the surface, beneath the surface, please highlight. Not all runoff are surface water. I said sometimes they come from the ground. Water drains through the soil and filtered down into the underground rock, collecting in spaces between rock particles. The water found in the spaces between the rock particles below the earth is called groundwater, girls. Again, what is groundwater? The water which is found in the spaces between the rock particles below the earth's surface is called anything under the earth's surface, girls. Between the rock particles, between the sand, between the soil, or under the soil or under the rocks, those are groundwater. They say most of the drinking supply water in the US, it is from groundwater. People drill down to the water table to reach the reservoirs. The water table is the upper boundary of the surface. Even in India, they do that. They drill out and every house will have a groundwater as a supply of, normally using washing and everything. Like, have you ever tasted groundwater, girls? Have you ever tasted groundwater? Maybe not drinking it, but at least rinsing your mouth. It's a little bit salty, how Zamzam tastes. A little bit, because of minerals, the taste is not the same as you drink here. Water is marked with the letters A to E on the illustration. Which letter marks surface water and which marks groundwater? Come on, girls. You will tell me A, is it surface water or groundwater? A. Come on, tell me. Noor, tell me. A is surface water or groundwater?
Surface water.
Very good. Next, B. B. Judy? B, is it surface water or groundwater? B, is it surface water or groundwater? Again, surface. A D is again surface. C is underground. E is underground. Okay. So you have, now the difference between the surface water and groundwater. Now here, how does water move on Earth's surface? When it rains, of course, it goes from higher area. Like example, if it rains, your building which you are staying, the roof is the higher area. So the water first goes on the higher areas and then drop down to the lower area. And then together it flows down and forms streams. From streams, sometimes the water erodes. Erodes means erosion. It removes the little layers of rocks and soil, forming channels. And a channel is a path that a stream follows. You know, because between the rocks, they form a channel. These are the channels. Especially when you go to Al-Baha or Baha or Taif, you see these streams of water. You see these channels which the streams are following. And a tributary is a very small stream that feeds into the river. Now, like B is the tributary here. From all the channels, it connects, and B is the tributary girls, because it's the smaller streams that feed into the river and eventually into the river system. A river system is a network. So what is the difference between channel and tributary? Now girls, see, A is the channel because it is a path that the stream follows. It is a path. See the arrows, the stream follows. This is called a channel. Again, these highlights. A channel you'll remember girls, it is a path. What the stream has to follow. A channel is the path the stream follows. A tributary is a smaller stream that feeds into a river and eventually into a river system. A tributary is a smaller stream that feeds into a river and then goes into the river system. So what is the difference between channel and stream, girls? You will say channel, it's a path that shows that, come on, the stream has to follow this. It has to go this direction, this direction, this direction. This is a path. But when I talk about tributary, it's a small stream that feeds into the river. It's a very small stream of water that goes and to join the river. So we studied about surface water. We studied about groundwater. We studied about channels and tributary. Now girls, after this, we are going to see a short video regarding to this.
Justin lives in a city where there is a river park. Occasionally, he and his father go canoeing on the river and they explore the network of streams that flow into the river. Let's take a closer look at this network of streams by clicking on the highlighted areas. When done, click the next button to begin the journey into surface water and groundwater.
Okay, of course, this is the surface water.
Whenever he canoes, Justin picks up garbage that he finds floating in the stream or along the bank. Why does he do this? Because it not only protects the beauty of the stream, it also helps keep the stream clean from pollution. After all, the city's water supply comes from the stream. Water from the river is filtered, treated, and piped to homes throughout the city for drinking, cooking, and cleaning. Some weekends, Justin visits his grandmother, who lives out in the country. She does not get her water supply from the stream. Instead, she has a well. The well is drilled deep into the ground all the way to the bedrock. Groundwater from here is pumped up into Grandma's house.
This is a well, girls. Groundwater means this is a well here.
This summer has been very dry. Justin notices that when it hasn't rained for a while, the water level can drop in the river, streams, and underground, and the city requires mandatory water conservation. Water levels might drop due to long dry periods or due to overuse of water by the people in this city. It is important that people use only the water they absolutely need during dry periods. Welcome to the lesson Surface Water and Groundwater. In this lesson, you'll learn about how water flows above and below ground. The vocabulary words for this lesson are surface water, watershed, tributary, groundwater, channel, divide, water table, and aquifer. Click each word to learn more about it. Think about the water you've used this week. Where do you think it came from? Click the images that represent a source of water you used.
What do you think, girls? Our water, what is coming? Is it groundwater? Or is it from the ocean or large river or pond? What do you think? Anything? What's your idea? In Saudi Arabia, they use the ocean water or the groundwater or pond or rivers. Yes? There's nothing if you say me a wrong answer too. So please at least choose what you feel like.
Pond.
Pond, okay.
Not this one.
No.
Ponds are too small to provide much water.
Groundwater.
Try again.
It can be ground or ocean, girls. In Saudi Arabia,
That's correct. Groundwater is drawn up by
Ocean.
wells and the water. That's not right.
because it's not
Correct.
fresh water.
Water from rivers
Either
is
from
used in
large
many
river
areas.
or so either from large river or from groundwater. Ocean water needs to be, girls, it needs to be sent to industries, and there are many different procedures for that. So they try to use with the large river or they try to use with the groundwater.
Water we use on a daily basis for drinking and bathing typically comes from surface water, such as the Great Lakes or a large river like the Colorado River. Surface water is used to irrigate plants and operate hydroelectric dams. The water cycle describes how water moves from the atmosphere to the surface of Earth and back again. Fresh water is stored as surface water in glaciers, lakes, rivers, ponds, and streams. Click the highlighted areas to find out more about the water cycle. Water vapor, a gas, condenses into liquid water to form clouds. Surface water provides habitats for wildlife and accounts for much of the water usage in the United States. Tributaries are smaller branches of a larger stream into which they flow. They also provide habitat for animals and plants. Precipitation is water in the form of rain, snow, sleet, or hail that falls to the ground. Precipitation becomes part of surface water. When precipitation flows across Earth's surface, it is called runoff. When precipitation trickles down into the ground, it becomes groundwater. Streams are important because they distribute water on the surface of Earth. Moving water has the ability to change the shape of Earth's surface. Click the images to learn more about the characteristics of streams. Moving water carves out stream channels which form the pathways through which streams flow. Faster streams tend to have straighter channels than slow-moving streams.
So they spoke about channels here. The path shown for the streams to move is the stream channel.
A stream can carry sediments of different sizes. The sediments and other materials carried by the stream, other than the water itself, make up the stream load. The sediments included in a stream load may include sand, silt, and clay, as well as larger particles such as pebbles and boulders.
So girls, I think